This video is to accompany the written comments you see on your paper and the memorandum I distributed to the class. Let me start by saying I think you've got a very strong handle on the IRAC method. You use the structure. In fact, you've even written mini IRACs around each element, and that's excellent. What I'd like you to do is to focus on your analysis. Writing analysis is the hardest part of IRAC. Let's focus on this paragraph here that starts the third issue is. In this mini IRAC, you're focusing on the issue of intention to cause offensive physical contact. And you very plainly here give me the rule, which is excellent. But in this next sentence, where your analysis should be, you're really going to a conclusion. So let's look at it together. Here, Professor V's conduct could be considered offensive contact because of the anger that was accompanied with the tapping. Now, while in this second clause you are using some facts, you're really just giving me your conclusion from those facts without referencing the facts themselves. And what I'd like to see is more of a discussion of the relevant facts. I'd like to see your understanding, your inference from those facts, and I'd really like to see that tied with the language of the element or rule. Let's look what I've included here. What you see is a discussion of the relevant facts that would help the reader understand why you come to the conclusion that there's probably intent to cause offensive physical contact. Right here, Professor V shouted at the student and made demeaning comments about his ability to play the piano while tapping on his back. If you note, even in this first sentence, what I've done is reference the actual facts and distilled some of my understanding about them, that they were demeaning and about his ability to play. The second sentence does the same. This was observed by the student's peers at a recital where he was supposed to be demonstrating his expertise. So what I've done was explained where it happened, which was directly from the fact pattern, and inferred something from it, that this was a setting in which he was supposed to be looking like an expert, and Professor V made him look like the opposite. In this next insertion I have here, what you want to look at is how this describes the understanding of those facts and ultimately helps the reader understand the conclusion you're reaching and why you reach it. So I'm tying that to the actual language of the element or rule. Because Professor V desired to touch his student, remember the rule is desire, and it's to cause offensive, objectively offensive contact in such a public setting and in a manner accompanied with derogatory comments, he intended to cause offensive contact with Ronald. So I'm using the actual facts, expressing my understanding of those facts, and tying them to the language of the elements here, the actual language of the rule. What I'd like to see you do is do this similar method with your other sections of the IRAC here, namely in your discussion of the defense of consent. Additionally, if you look at the memo, there's a few more facts you could have discussed in this particular section of the IRAC, and I would suggest you look at those and try and add to what we've done here. Please see me if you have any questions.